Madison Elementary buzzed with Thursday afternoon chaos. May 15, 2003. Sarah Chen Morrison, 8 months pregnant, watched her fourth graders rush toward dismissal. 9-year-old Emma Rodriguez lingered, adding details to a drawing. "That's beautiful, Emma. Is that our school?" Emma nodded, coloring a figure near the gymnasium construction site. "That's you, Mrs. Chen, and that's the nice man who gives us candy." Something flickered across Sarah's face. The bell rang. 3 people would become suspects. Derek Morrison, Sarah's husband, basketball coach, violent temper. That morning, neighbors heard screaming. Sarah had found credit card statements showing $12,000 in gambling debts. She'd secretly scheduled a divorce attorney for next week. Derek called her 17 times on May 15th, messages growing increasingly desperate. At midnight, a neighbor saw him washing his car trunk. Sports equipment, he'd claimed. Principal Janet Hawthorne, who'd run Madison Elementary for 15 years. Sarah had discovered something 3 days earlier, $75,000 missing from the construction budget. The contractor was Hawthorne's husband's company. Sarah had confronted her Tuesday. "There must be some mistake," Hawthorne had said. "There's no mistake. Where did the money go, Janet?" Sarah had scheduled a meeting with the superintendent for May 16th. She never made it. Marcus Mack Kowalski, the contractor everyone loved. 45, friendly, always helping. He'd been renovating Madison for 3 months, learning every child's name. "Hey, Sarah," Mack called as she signed out at 2:30. "Doctor's appointment?" Mack was pouring concrete that afternoon. Solid alibi. When Sarah vanished, he printed missing posters, organized searches, comforted Derek. But he'd known Sarah's car was at Riverside Mall before anyone else, calling Derek at 11:30 that night with the tip. 3 pieces of evidence were created that day, their importance hidden for decades. Sarah's lesson plan, last entry. Meeting moved to 3. But she'd signed out at 2:30. Construction dust on her desk, though her classroom was nowhere near the renovation. Her car's driver's seat pushed back for someone 6 inches taller. Derek was 6'2", but 30 witnesses placed him at basketball practice from 2:45 to 6. Emma's drawing, time-stamped 2:45 p.m., showed Sarah still at school, walking past construction with a tall figure. "I saw Mrs. Chen from the window. She looked sad." Principal Hawthorne had insisted Sarah take personal time that afternoon. "You need rest. We'll cover your class." Later, she destroyed that day's security footage. Routine recycling. Nobody noticed Mack's construction anomaly. Foundation pour scheduled May 14th, postponed to 16th. But Mack worked alone, May 15th, 11 p.m. to 3 a.m., pouring a small section. Couldn't sleep, wanted to stay on schedule. Sarah's pregnancy vitamins sat in her classroom. She never went anywhere without them. 5 years of fertility struggles. This baby was everything. Janitor Carl Williams claimed he saw Sarah leave with Derek at 2:30. But Derek was proven across town, buying sports equipment on camera. Carl later admitted Hawthorne told him to lie. She said it would protect the school. As night fell on May 15th, Sarah was already gone. Search parties Mack organized so carefully combed everywhere except beneath their feet. By September, Madison Elementary had a beautiful gymnasium. Mack gave a touching speech at Sarah's memorial service in that very gym. Derek remarried 4 years later. Hawthorne retired quietly. Mack's construction company thrived. But in 2025, Madison Elementary opened the time capsule from Sarah's class. Among Pokemon cards and Harry Potter books were Emma's drawings. One showed Sarah walking toward construction. Another showed her car behind the gymnasium, not in the staff lot. In the background, a van with partial plate MC3. Mack's van. Reported stolen May 16th. Found burned 3 days later. The truth waited beneath 22 years of concrete. March 2025. The time capsule ceremony was modest, COVID delayed. Detective Raymond Simmons came because his daughter taught at Madison. When Emma Rodriguez, now 29, started trembling at her old drawings, his instincts fired. "I have another one," Emma whispered, pulling out a faded paper. I never submitted it. It made Mrs. Chen look too sad. The drawing showed Sarah arguing with Principal Hawthorne at 8:15 a.m. May 15th. Hawthorne held papers. Sarah protected her belly, crying. Simmons reopened the case immediately. Derek's alibi cracked unexpectedly. 2 former players came forward. Practice ended at 4:30, not 6. Coach left early. But traffic cameras showed Derek 40 miles away at 3:15, buying team jerseys. If practice ended at 4:30 and he was shopping at 3:15, he couldn't have taken Sarah at 2:30. "I was planning a surprise baby shower," Derek sobbed. The gambling story was cover. I'd borrowed money for nursery renovation. Sarah saw the credit statements and assumed the worst. The divorce attorney confirmed Sarah had canceled her appointment, May 14th. She said she'd been wrong about her husband. Hawthorne, now 74 with dementia, had lucid moments. The money was for special education. The board cut funding. Those children needed help. I moved funds illegally, yes, but every penny went to disabled kids. Verified. Sarah had threatened to report it. I begged her to understand. She was so righteous. She left my office at 2:15, crying. Mac was comforting her in the parking lot. He offered to drive her somewhere to calm down. Mac immediately volunteered to help the investigation, providing records, offering a $50,000 reward. His concrete delivery log showed a 3:30 p.m. signature. Digital timestamp confirmed. Solid alibi. But Emma's drawings showed Mac's van with MC3 visible. His 2003 plate, MC3847. The van reported stolen the day after Sarah vanished. Sarah's credit card was used at 3:47 p.m. The signature was just a scrawl. Someone wearing her distinctive red jacket had used it at Pump 7, hidden from the attendant's view. Carl, the janitor, had died during COVID, but his widow found his journal. May 20th entry. Saw Mrs. Chen at 3 p.m., not 2:30. She was with the construction fellow. Got in his van. Principal says, "Forget I saw that." This contradicted Mac's delivery alibi, but the digital logs showed his signature. How could he be in 2 places? Metadata analysis revealed the timestamp had been altered from 5:30 to 3:30 p.m. Mac had helped the cement company digitize their system. He had admin access. Sarah's personal notebook overlooked for decades. May 12th. Discovered M's criminal record. Need to verify. May 13th. Confirmed. Assault, 1987. Pregnant girlfriend. Charges dropped when she disappeared. May 14th. Confronted M privately. He begged me not to tell. May 15th. Morning. Caught M photographing Janet's documents. He's blackmailing her. Have to report both. M was Mac. Mac's pattern emerged. 5 cities, 5 missing pregnant women during his construction projects. But Mac was beloved, built free playgrounds, donated to schools. Ground-penetrating radar revealed an anomaly under the gymnasium. Dense concrete, different composition, hand-mixed rather than truck-poured. The exact spot Mac had worked alone, May 15th. Mac's ex-wife called after seeing coverage. I left because I was scared. He'd get obsessed with pregnant women, said they needed protection, but his protection felt like possession. She provided photos. Mac always near pregnant women at gatherings, them looking uncomfortable. One from '98 showed Mac with pregnant colleague Jennifer Hayes. She died in a car accident 2 weeks later. Mac was last to see her. The perfect predator, Simmons said, hides in plain sight, investigates his own crimes. Emma remembered one more detail. After my drawing, I saw Mrs. Chen's keys on the floor near construction. I put them on the janitor's cart. But Sarah's car was driven to the mall. If her keys were at school at 2:45, someone retrieved them. Mac was alone in that hallway at 2:50 getting supplies. He would have seen them. The timeline clicked. Sarah confronted Mac about blackmail at 2:45. He convinced her to talk privately. She got in his van, accidentally leaving keys. Mac retrieved them, later moved her car to misdirect. But where was Sarah between 2:45 and when her car moved? March 27, 2025. Dawn. Media vans lined the street as excavation began at Madison Elementary. The gymnasium that hosted 22 years of children's laughter was about to reveal its secret. Principal Hawthorne, arrested that morning for obstruction and fraud, sat trembling in her wheelchair. Derek Morrison stood with his second wife, aged beyond his years. Mac Kowalski operated the excavator himself, precise, careful, respectful. At 12 feet, they found Sarah's jewelry and belongings wrapped in plastic, labeled Kowalski Construction 2003. "She's not here," someone whispered. Mac stepped down, confused. "These are definitely her things, but," Hawthorne sobbed. "She staged her disappearance. She was overwhelmed." Emma Rodriguez interrupted. "That's not all my drawings." She spread 17 drawings on a table, all dated May 15th, 8:15 a.m., Sarah arguing with Hawthorne, 12:30 p.m., Sarah discovering Mac in principal's office. 1:00 p.m., Sarah confronting Mac, 2:45 p.m., Sarah with Mac at construction, 4:00 p.m., Sarah entering Mac's van, 3:15 p.m., Mac's van behind gymnasium, not moving, 3:30 p.m., Mac walking from van alone, 3:45 p.m., Mac mixing concrete by hand, 4:00 p.m., Mac pouring concrete, 4:30 p.m., Mac driving away. "Wait," Simmons said. "Mac, you were at cement delivery at 3:30. Kids' drawings aren't reliable. She probably mixed up days. Look at drawing 12 closely." In Mac's van window, barely visible in crayon, a human shape lying down. "Digital enhancement, now." Mac's calm cracked. The excavator moved to the corner section Mac had poured alone. Mac protested. "That's load-bearing." The engineer disagreed. "It's oddly isolated, poured separately. At 6 feet, different concrete mixed with quicklime, used to prevent decomposition." Mac stepped backward. "I need my lawyer." At 8 feet they found her. Sarah Chen Morrison and her unborn son, wrapped in construction plastic, buried in Mac's special section. Dead before he poured concrete, before he moved her car, before his helpful call to Derek. Mac's confession came in pieces. "She was going to ruin everything. I'd built a reputation. I helped kids. I was good." "You killed her." "She threatened to expose the Angela thing from '87. That was self-defense. But Sarah wouldn't listen, so self-righteous." "So you killed her." "I told her I'd drive her to the police station. She believed me. Pregnant women are so trusting. When she realized I wasn't going there, she screamed. Said Derek would kill me. I pulled over behind the gymnasium. She tried to get out. I stopped her." He'd strangled Sarah at 3:20 p.m., waited until dark to bury her, forged the delivery signature, altered the digital timestamp. Why separate her belongings? Insurance. If anyone got suspicious, they'd find those first. Stop digging. Angela Coleman. The others. How many? Mac went silent. His lawyer had arrived. Investigation linked Mac to 5 missing pregnant women across 3 states, all buried beneath his buildings, schools, churches, community centers. Emma's drawings had solved it, a 7-year-old's innocent documentation of truth. "Children see everything," Emma said. "Mrs. Chen taught us to draw what we see, not what we think we should see." Mac's storage unit revealed journals documenting his obsession with protecting pregnant women through control. Photos of dozens of pregnant women taken secretly. building plans with special foundation sections designed to hide bodies. "I gave them purpose," he'd written. "They became part of something permanent." Psychiatric evaluation, delusional disorder with antisocial personality. He believed killing pregnant women saved them from difficult lives. But Sarah had fought back. She'd died being brave. Mac was sentenced to life without parole, showing no emotion, even then maintaining his facade. Madison Elementary demolished the gymnasium, built a memorial garden with a statue of a pregnant woman teaching a child to draw. The plaque, Sarah Chen Morrison, teacher, mother, truth-teller. Her students' art revealed what evil tried to hide. Mac died in prison 3 years later, stabbed by an inmate who'd learned about his crimes. Unmarked grave. No mourners. But Sarah's presence lived on through her students who became teachers, artists, investigators. They taught their children to observe carefully, document truthfully, stand against wrong, even when the wrongdoer seems untouchable. Detective Simmons retired after the case. "I didn't solve this. A 7-year-old with crayons did. She saw truth and drew it. 22 years later, that truth finally spoke." Emma's last drawing from May 15th showed Sarah as an angel watching over her classroom. At the bottom, in childish writing, "Mrs. Chen is in heaven now. The bad man put her there, but she's still teaching us." Even in death she was.